Hey guys, Local Himbo here. Living up to the name Local Himbo. Before I go into this video with Matt McKenna, aka King of the Con, the very beginning of it, I left the screen recording on not full screen for Discord, so it's gonna look a little weird. Granted, this is mostly an audio podcast, but if you're watching it, looking down, being like, "What the hell? Why is it off to the side?" I messed it up halfway through. I realized it and I fixed it. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. This is a good one. We'll see y'all in the next one. What's going on, Matt?
Not much. How you doing,
I'm
Zuko?
doing great, bros. Thank you for joining me on the Bophades Podcast, where both these nerds discuss classic anime cons, and overall nerdy history. I have the king of the con himself, Matt McKenna, as we all know.
Hey everyone. Very very nice to be on the show. Thanks again for inviting me, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy that you said yes. I mean, I guess I always joke like this is my way of just asking my friends to come hang out with me. It is what it
Absolutely.
is.
And
Hell yeah.
I always will take you up on that offer.
Oh yeah, of
Always
course,
will.
of course. So of course, let's just start from the beginning, man. Like people know you. We want to know. Like, what's your history with anime cons and anime? Just what got you into it?
All right. I'll start off with I'll just start off with a quick introduction. I'll go into the story of Matthew McKenna. Hi, so my name's Matthew McKenna Squires. Matt McKenna. I got married in November last year. The good man Ryan here was the officiant for Ashley and I's wedding, which very blessed to have that.
Thank you for that.
Um,
Thank you for that as well. For the
Thank you.
opportunity.
I've been into anime since the 2000s. I've been going to cons since 2008. I'm director of game shows for another anime con since 2015. I've been running the Who's Line. I've been an active member of the Who's Line panel at AAC since 2010. I've been running the Metal Gear Solid photo shoot anime bosses since 2009.
Damn.
I've
God damn.
I have
So
a
this guy.
I've I've done way too much. I've done so much in my life, and I'm like, but so if you've heard from now, I haven't done a lot. Very, very unknown figure in the community, if you will. Mm.
Yeah, no, that's why it's
But
always a good thing to be like, man. I know once I got you on, it's gonna be on. Like how
oh
much
yeah,
history you have with just the local con history here in New England, pretty much, right?
absolutely,
Hell yeah.
yeah. But I'll give a little introduction. So how did little Matt get into anime? So, when I was a wee lad of God, I remember this, but when I was a wee lad of like 4 years old, I would watch this show called Samurai Pizza Cats,
Yeah.
which was an American parody of this like show called I think Tenden like Nindo something. It was basically robot cats in Robot Edo giving pizza and fighting giant monsters. And I watched it because I watched Power Rangers at the time, so I was like, "Oh, this is like Power Rangers, only it's funnier." And there's a little lamb who shoots rockets out of her body. That's a thing. Um, Looked
I
me
didn't
for
know that.
years.
I've seen the show, like just like visually seen it, but I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't even know it was a dub like that. That's wild.
It was so they never the dubbing company never got Japanese translated scripts, so they had to dub their own
Oh,
like
that's
ghost
awesome.
stories.
Oh, that's
It
awesome.
was. I recommend watching it. The Japanese is okay. Like there's some good word puns they do, but like if you want insanity, the English dub's where it's at.
Oh, okay.
Um so and then over the years, it was like Pokemon, Digimon, all
Right.
that good stuff.
Yep.
And
The
then
Toonami
but the
stuff and
anime.
the WB stuff. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that like all that classic. Waking up at 6 p.m. to watch UPN on a weekday to catch Pokemon when that was airing.
Oh my god, I
Um,
totally forgot UPN was a thing, bro. Oh my god. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
back when it was like just supported by just Star Trek reruns.
Yep. And old
First
episodes
episode
of
of
like
Pokemon I
Wayne's
ever watched.
Brothers.
Yeah, the Wayne's brothers.
Hell
Jeez, but
yeah.
God. First episode I ever watched of Pokemon was the Charmander one.
Hmm.
Stayed in my head.
Which one? The sad
Um,
one?
the sad one, yeah, of
Oh
course,
my
it was girls.
god.
I know, brutal. Um, I'm so old. I remember when Pokemon transitioned from UPN to WB Kids.
Yeah,
I
hell yeah.
remember that.
The
That
Saturday
was a
morning
trip.
cartoons.
That's right. Um, so I got all that, but then what got me into anime was so when I went to good old Catholic school, the eighth graders, we would do like this variety show night for the parents before we graduated. It was like, songs and skits.
Okay.
And we went home and it was late and my mom and dad was like, "Hey, it's late. I'm kind of still up. Do you mind if my brother and I just watch TV for an hour?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." and I'm sure this was the premiere of it, but what airs on Toonami but the English dub of Lupin the Third Part 2
Ooh,
when
Lupin
they
the
dubbed it.
Third. First time mentioned on the show right now.
Yes,
Hell
yes, yes.
yeah.
And let me tell you, I watched it and I'm like, I don't know what it was about that episode, but that was my jumping off point. And from there, it was like, I would record like Toonami on my VHS DVD combo player. I was recording like Evangelion, Witch Hunter Robin, Samurai Champloo, Foolie
Yes.
Cooley.
Hell yeah, yes. Let's
Yes.
go. We're talking about
Just
classics, baby. Well, not early 2000s, baby.
oh, you want here, I'll date you even more. We had so when I was living in Drakehead, we had Comcast, we had like the old gray box.
Okay.
Viewers will know this, and you hit the button for Xfinity, and Anime Network, which was like ADV Films old streaming thing, I would watch anime on that. So that was like DNA Squared, Magical Shopping Arcade, Abanabashi. I was just watching whatever I could find on Comcast, basically.
Yeah, you get me, man. I don't know those. Holy crap.
Those are DNA Squared is like a romantic sci-fi comedy. I'll send you the link for it at one point. It was one of my favorites.
All right.
And Abanabashi was a Gainax anime. It's like a sort of pseudo time travel comedy series. That's really good. So then got into high school, was just all that. Teen Titans, obviously, that was a gateway drug for me.
Oh hell yeah.
Fan fiction writing, a lot of like RPGs and stuff, Skies of Arcadia Legends, Kingdom Hearts 2, that was a whole thing. And then got a job. I started buying more. When I got to college and I got high school, I got a job. I was buying like DVDs like Black Lagoon. I was buying like Haruhi Suzumiya when that was a thing. And then Anime Cons was so I found about Anime Cons in 2007 when I graduated high school. But then by 2008, I was like hanging out in a gaming club at UMass Lowell, and I was like, I kind of want to go to Anime Boston. And guy I knew, Byron, shout out to Byron, by the way, he's like, hey, I need a roommate for my hotel at the Sheraton. You want to come? And I'm like, yeah. So LineCon was my first con, and like, I literally lived that weekend on like an apple, 2 bottles of Snapple, and like candy. It was like I just wanted to see everything. I was like, yeah, back when I could like survive.
Yeah, back when we could do that, right?
God, no, I have to have like a full course meal every day, 3 times a day. Or
I remember surviving on the most like not nutritious stuff there. Like, holy crap. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like pizza, seaweed salad from the sushi joint over back when Anime Boston, well, the Prudential had a food court.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I missed that food court. I mean, Italy's really good though, but like,
yeah,
it can be pricey.
Oh yeah, and you're just what am I doing here? Am I get a fucking boiled pasta? I don't got time for this.
I'll recommend this though. When you go in the entrance, there's like a little pastry shop. There's like croissants they have like full of like chocolate and like pistachios. Let me tell you, they slap. I will legit say that. I recommend it.
They're fucking good.
They're so good. So I did that, and then, well, prior to that, my first time going to an anime event was Tokyo Kid in 2007, which was like an anime store at the Garage Mall in Cambridge.
Okay, I was gonna ask you that because I'm like, I've heard of that, but it was like, what is that still? That closed recently or no?
It closed a few years ago. So basically, it was originally called in the 90s Man from Atlantis, and then they changed it to Tokyo Kid, and they would have like all like DVDs, CDs, candy, figurines. You could actually rent out movies from there too.
Whoa, sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but they shut down because streaming was killing them, Amazon was killing them.
Yeah.
And like the clientele was changed because they were getting like, instead of the college guys who had disposable income, they were getting like the high school kids with pocket change, and those kids were just buying like keychains and Pocky and Ramune, and you can't keep a shop going
as you do at that age,
As
so
you do,
you said
yeah.
that was one in Cambridge, right? You said that was the one with like, it's in that weird like shaped triangle area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been there once or twice. Hell yeah. I'm like, I know that name. Fuck.
Yeah, so they closed down in 2012, 13, I think, and then some new place came in that's separate, and I don't know if the Garage Mall is still alive anymore. So
fair enough.
That's it. And then the con that got me to cons though, so I was looking for cons besides Anime Boston, and I discovered that another anime con, my home con,
Shouts out. Let's
they had.
go.
Let's go.
This is like the one con everyone fucking talks about on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
We are fucking just AAC, just mega fans up in here, dog.
dude, my home con. I love it. I love every year is like that's like as important to me as Christmas going to that.
Oh yeah, that's the for me and my group, myself included, is like when I do AAC, I'm like, that's the year. We close out on AAC. That's it. We prepare for the next year. AAC is like the last one. Hell yeah.
That's the last one. You go big or go home.
Hell
I
yeah,
mean,
brother.
so this was the third year, and they had gone to the Radisson Castle. Yeah, Radisson now. It's Radisson Castle. It was in It's in Nashua. They call it that because it looks like a castle. So they have like the towers, and you go in. There's like suits of armor and like the nice foyer and everything, and the lobby looks all like medieval decorations. So I was gonna go with my buddy Frank, but he had a family commitment that day, so weekend. So I ended up commuting by myself, and met some friends there. Went to like my first rave while I was there. Went to like a tea ceremony panel. Went to the masquerade. I was in the first cosplay chest at AAC.
Oh
actually.
shit.
I signed up for it. I signed up, and I was told about the con from a buddy of mine at the newspaper who did tech there at the time.
Okay.
I went in as
I like this. I like this. Let's go.
it's all connections, and my first cosplay for that was first cosplay I ever did was Dan Smith from Killer 7. Old
like the video game, right?
video game, yeah. He was the dude with the revolver.
For a second, I had to think about it. I'm like, no, it's the game. That's the PS2 game.
Yeah, it was like it's like could have been a Death Note character that was big at the time. Nope, I'm gonna be a very obscure GameCube game.
What year was that?
The game that was 2005 when it came out.
Okay. And then what year was that AAC again? It was
That was 2008. And
2008. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a picture of me as him floating around. It was like all I had was a suit, my work shoes, which were black, which I needed, and the gun was just like the big Nerf revolver, but I spray painted it gunmetal gray. And I was like,
hell yeah.
Perfect. I'm in chess. Let's go.
Yeah.
The chess game was old because some of our pieces were like the shadow dude with the puppet from Oron, Zemnis from Kingdom Hearts 2. We had someone from Le Chevalier Dion.
I don't know that one. Damn.
It's like a French historical anime with zombies. I'll tell you about that one. That's really good. And of course we had like the Naruto and the L there. So that's
you
dating
need one of
me.
those, yeah, right? At least one of the two.
And then I went through the con scene, jump between groups, and what locked me into staffing was at my local FYE at Pheasant Lane, I volunteered to do like these anime trivia games whenever they had their sales, which are like buy one, get one half off.
Yeah.
And I kind of had to name myself in the con scene at that point, like not like the way it is now, but it was more like, oh, Matt McKenna's a nice guy. You can trust him.
Yeah.
And
you're developing just it's not really like connection. It's like people know you, like you've kind of networked, and like before that was a real thing. But like you just knew people. Like you're just like, oh, I can trust that guy. That guy's reliable. Hell yeah, it's a good way in. Honestly.
That's right. That's right.
You pretty much paid your dues at that point.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much I was very grateful to be in a community. And I remember the night this happened. It was 2015. I had dinner, which was, I remember it was Wings Over Lowell. Got some chicken. I was watching the first Kingsman movie. And all of a sudden, my phone, I get a message from Lisa, head of AAC. She goes, hey. I'm like, hey. And she goes, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. She's like, you got time to come to this Applebee's in Derry? I've got a proposition for you. I'm like, okay. And I had an idea what it might be because I had applied to be a game show host in 2014, but they went with someone else. So like, oh, they want me to be host. Okay, let's go. So it was like 8 p.m. at night. I drove down. I go in. I sit down. It's her, the guy from the newspaper, Alex, and his girlfriend, who would be his wife in a couple of years.
Yep.
And another staff member. And they sit down, and Lisa's like, all right, Matt, I'm going to cut to the chase. Do you want to be director of game shows for the con? And I'm like,
there
yes.
it is.
And I will pride myself, but I have a great team I work with. We really turned the department around. Every year we're trying new things. We've had a lot of good games. Like Jeopardy's still a classic that's been running there since 2010.
Yep.
Um, I've we've had like our match games been really popular. I started a 21 plus game in 2019 that's still going on. Um, which is amazing to me. The Always Sunny at AAC game,
Yep.
which
Oh
that
my
devolves
god.
into
Classic. That's
stupidity.
such a good one. Oh my god. Been to that one multiple times, and that one's just fantastic.
Yeah. I've got some surprises coming up this year, but for those of you who don't know, with AAC is and just I base this off of Shari McDennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So it's like stupid trivia questions and stupid physical challenges, and then you drink, and then somehow just dumb crap has occurred. Like the first year, I think it boiled down to us having an illegal Yu-Gi-Oh betting game at one point. I'm fairly certain that pot hit $60.
That may or may not have happened. Illegal, unsanctioned gambling.
Yeah,
That may or may not happen.
yeah,
Allegedly, that happened.
allegedly,
So I'm told.
allegedly.
So I'm told.
So what I'm
I was
told.
not there at all.
And and the previous year, I'll spare the details, but let's just say someone's dad was involved. We
Yep.
will move on from
Yes,
there.
yes, we will. Yes, we will. That's
We-
another thing that that will stay in the legends of AAC and con history. That things that so there are some things that we don't talk about.
Yeah, but I'll say this: if you wanna have a good game and experience some good memories, and just come to Always Sunny 21 plus. Yeah.
Sorry, you heard that
But,
in the background.
No worries, no worries. But that's where I am in my life with the convention scene right now, and I've been very blessed. Next year will be my 10th year as game show director.
Oh
So
wow! Well, congratulations, my man. 10 years is a long time.
Thank you.
But yeah, like I said, that's wild that you've been doing it for that long.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I think just want to bring this up. I think a big thing with what I do, and I wanted to be part of the convention community in my own way. I think that's what a lot of us do when we go into the convention circuit is like we want to just be, we want to have fun, want to meet our friends. We also kind of want to be, some people want to be, in a way, want to be remembered for something small or something big. But I think like that's a thing any person in a group wants to do and be like, hey, I want to be remembered as someone pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a really good. It's just really cool. Sorry, my ear. I'm getting caught in this thing. That heard some sound interference on my end. Yeah, but no, being a part of the scene is something that especially when you enjoy being a part of the scene, is really good, and you want to give back to everything. Can you hold on a sec? So let me start with one of the questions here, just to get us back on track. Sorry.
Let's go. No worries. Let's do it. I have answers. Don't worry to your questions.
I appreciate that. Going back about in anime Jeopardy, I think I heard this last time when I was at Pop Cult. Well, not last time, but some of the few times that you've met is, what is the Matt McKenna rule when it comes to Jeopardy? Is that a thing?
Okay, yeah.
Or is that a legendary thing that I don't know about? What's that about?
So, okay, so this takes me back. This is gonna go back a few years. This was, which hotel were we at? It was AAC 2011, and this was the last year at the Radisson, and I got into Jeopardy. So with AC Jeopardy, the rules are we'd have the two winners from like a Friday game and a Saturday game go against the winner from last year. So this is my first year. No, this was my second year competing, right? My second year. So 2011, I ended up winning. I got my trophy, which I still have in my bedroom, actually. And I went in for 2012. Now, I was told the questions were going to be hard.
Yeah.
So, on Jeopardy, in Jeopardy, if you get a question right, you just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you scores at the end of the game. Third place, 200. Second place, 700. Me, first place. Roughly speaking, I totaled about 4,000 points. Because I just kept going.
Jesus.
I kept going. It was a massacre, and because of that, the Matt McKenna rule was implemented, which states that if you get 3 questions right in a row and you've been in control of the board 3 questions in a row, then control of the board goes to another person, and then they have to decide, but you can still steal back control.
Of course.
So that's how the Matthew McKenna rule became an implemented rule for AAC and now Pop Cult.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, no, because I think I was in jeopardy for Pop Cult, and I back when it was in is it not Fitchburg? Yeah, one of the first start. Framingham. That's it. I get those confused all the fucking time. And then someone mentioned it, and I was like, okay, so you got 3 in a row, Matt McKenna rule. I'm like, there's a rule here? Did he make that up? And there's like, no, it's a whole thing. I'm like, oh, cool. So I wanted to hear it from the man himself.
As a side note, do you want to hear how Jeopardy almost got me in trouble one year?
Sure, gladly.
Okay, so this was AAC 2010. No, 2000. Yeah, it was 2010. And what happened was when Hitalia was big at the time, there was a Hitalia flag care panel, and a group of people found a flag that had been left at this panel, and they proceeded to set it on fire in the parking lot.
Oh, what the?
It was someone's Union Jack, and Lisa had a big talking masquerade showing the destroyed flag, saying like, don't be a jerk, don't destroy people's stuff. So, agreed, and it became a running meme. So Jeopardy comes on, and Jeopardy back then was like Peanut Gallery, and I'll admit I was part of it. Haha, funny. And one of the questions was, this is online by the way. One of the questions comes up, and it's this is the task that Goku and Krillin had to do for Master Roshi in Dragon Ball, so he trained them. And me being like, I'm gonna be an idiot. Oh, bless you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I tried pausing it.
And me being an idiot decided to fire from the hip. I just yell out, "What's burning a flag?"
Oh, shit.
Admittedly, everyone starts losing their mind. This is online. You can watch this. They thought it was funny, but then we all like, okay, don't destroy people's stuff. I'm like, okay. And then I do another trivia game for Anime Boston Pass. An hour later, I won that because it's me, of course. And Lisa and 2 security guys are behind her, and I'm like, hey, hi. Lisa's like, I got a question for you. And I'm like, you thought it was me who burned the flag? And she goes, yeah, by the joke. Yeah, by the joke. Yeah. So then I was like, it wasn't me. I told her where I was. I told her people who I was with. And she's like, oh, okay, whatever. So, that was oh boy, thanks to that moment. I was like, I'm going to be careful with, I'm going to be like, be careful with my jokes. By the way, everyone knows now who did it. And it's one of those AAC legend stories that has been passed on the generations.
All right. Sounds good. I imagine that person is not allowed back at all, or
they don't. They haven't really gone in years, to be honest.
There you go. That's good then. I mean,
yeah,
you burn it. You'd be lighting a fire anywhere where no one's ready to have a fire is just bad in general. Let's just be real.
Yeah, and let's. Side note: they didn't do it inside the hotel. They did it in the. Still bad. They did it in the parking lot, though.
Oh yeah, still. I'm in the parking lot. Hey, someone's lighting a flag on fire. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, that's
over
weird.
there? You'd be like, I don't. I'm gonna leave now. I'm good. So, what's your favorite cosplay in general? Like, from all your overall, however long now you've been doing it, what has been the one that you enjoy? Like, let me break it out because I know a lot of people have different ones. What was the one that you just like to wear, when you're comfortable, and what was your most recognizable for most people?
I would say the most comfortable I have ever worn as of right now. It's my latest one. It's Tommy Vercetti from Vice City.
Oh, hell yeah! I've been seeing that
Hawaiian shirt with the jeans. First time I wore that was Terrificon in Connecticut last year, Mohegan, and so many people recognized me. I love it. But I'd say the top 3 most people have recognized me in are Austin Powers.
Right.
That's a classic.
That's a good one.
That was 2017 to I think 2019. And then Kotaro Tatsumi from Zombieland Saga. I host chess as him.
Yeah, yep.
One of my favorites. And also a classic that I'm bringing back this year, Spirit Allburn from Death Note, Soul Eater.
Oh, okay. I've been seeing. Yes. Hell yeah.
So that was an old one. I wore him from 2012 up until 2015, 16. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna be making a comeback.
Nice. Hell yeah. Bring back the old ones. It's funny because I was wrestling with the fact of whether thinking about because it's doing cosplay is and we're going through. I have a few that I like to do. There's some getting ready for Katsu next year, but I'm worried about AAC right now. I have a few for AAC that I want to do. One of them that's just out of nowhere is, of course, me doing my Sanji, but the one that I'm thinking about doing next is Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, dude, you'd be awesome as Roy.
Thank you.
Legit.
Appreciate that. And it's just, part of me is like, I've always wanted to wear that Alchemist uniform forever. Ever since it came out, I'm like, that's a sick ass uniform. Next to the show that I never watched, I tried Vampire Night. Remember that fucking show? Or
God, I remember it existing. I remember it existing, and that's it.
I just I remember people, but man, I just love that uniform for that one. That was another one. I'm like, that uniform's so fucking sick. I'm like, I'd wear it, but I have no idea what the hell this is.
Yeah, that's nothing beats like a good uniform cosplay. I'm the same way when I wear like Seth from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah. Oh, dude, your Sarah from fucking Fire Emblem is so fucking good.
Thank you. I just got a new wig. I wore him to KingoftheCon because the actor was there. I got to meet him.
Oh,
Max
nice.
Middleman.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
I was impressed. Like I thought like some people would know me, but like multiple people came up and asked for my picture, and I was like, this is great. I love the Fire Emblem love like right now.
Oh yeah, no, like one of the ones I saw at AAC when you and I were in chess performing, and you were the king. Listen, I think that was the first time I saw it like in person. And like the whole like the makeup, like it goes down to your chin with like the his little green thing, or if it's supposed to be his facial hair, I forget. Then like just the wig, it's just tall and everything, and it looks great.
Thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. I was severely hungover that morning.
The jokes. So if anyone doesn't know, I think we mentioned Cosplay Test multiple times. Those who don't know, Cosplay Chess usually is hosted. Well, for AAC, it's hosted on Sunday, but it is
Sunday morning,
Yeah, because they usually, some places do practices, right? Some of them do and some don't, but they just kind of let us know. It's a predetermined chess game, and they reach out to the people, sign up for it as a character, and they select who's going to be what, and then they predetermine the chess matches. They let us know who we're fighting, so when we all meet up, we come up with a fight choreography. So they come up like, all right, rook to I don't know fucking chess.
Yeah, like, rook takes horse, whatever.
Yeah, E2 goes to E2. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. And then, all right, those two are going at it. All right, everyone walks off the stage and they start fighting, and then we keep moving. But I haven't been to too many cosplay chess. I think the first time I did was last year when we did at AAC, and the Kings, you and
Peyton,
yeah. Shouts out. Y'all two were so fucking funny. Y'all were just talking shit the whole time because the Kings just had fucking microphones and you just talking trash. Because Peyton was it Venti?
Yeah, she was the Genshin Impact, the one with the green hat and the harp or whatever their name is.
Yeah, I think it's Venti. I don't know.
Venti, it was Venti.
Don't come at us because we're old. We don't know fucking Genshin Impact.
Yeah, no, Genshin Impact. What is this?
What is that? One of them Genshin Impacts? Yeah. I gotta keep giving you fucking props, man, because it was just so fucking funny. Because I too was super hungover, just hearing these jokes over a microphone, just helping me survive. Was because they were from Genshin Impact, you kept like hitting them back with random fucking gotcha games that they weren't a part of.
Yeah, I think I threw in Honkai Star Rail. I think I threw I don't know. I think Dot Hack got thrown in at one point.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You're like, I never played. Okay, whatever. Nike Goddess of Victory. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever. League of Legends, whatever. Yeah, big thing with chess too is like when you're on the board. I don't know if this happens to other people, but like you can be. I feel like you can be as sick as possible beforehand, but when you get on the board, like it's just gone, and you just have energy, and you're just firing back and forth, and it's great. And then afterwards, you're just dead. The adrenaline wears off.
Oh yeah.
I was running on literally 4 hours of sleep, a bowl of chocolate Lucky Charms, and 2 rehabs.
Hell yeah. Rehabs save your fucking life, dude.
Rehabs, like legit. If you're at a con and you need get rehydrated fast, and thanks to Ryan for introducing me these, but buy a bunch of Monster Rehabs.
Sponsor me,
Sponsor Ryan.
Monster Rehabs, let's go.
So good.
Nah, dude, Monster Rehabs. When I found that on an accident because I went out for night drinking. I'm like, I'm just gonna grab me just an energy drink. And it's like, oh, this says hydrating on there, and I just grabbed it. And then the next morning, I was like, whoa, what is this? Now it's every convention. It's always in my pack.
It's this lifesaver. I totally agree.
Yeah, because not only is it hydrate, it also gives you what is it, caffeine, and it just moves you throughout the day.
Absolutely. And real quick before we wrap up cosplay,
Mhm.
the Metal Gear group that I've been
Oh
running since
yeah, I
09.
mean, I'm glad you brought that up. 'Cause I was going to ask you about that. Or I almost
Yep.
slipped my mind.
I got into Metal Gear thanks to my buddy Frank. Who Frank's one of my best friends. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. I do
Oh,
miss him.
sorry.
Thank you. But he's the guy who got me into it. He's the one who pushed me to cosplay Sorrow. Um, I took charge of the Metal Gear group from AB because the guy who was running it canceled a week before, so he
Mhm.
gave it to me. We had 5 people the first day in 09. The next day is 20, and I've been running
Damn,
this. I've been running this nonstop since 2009.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I've done the Sorrow from 3. I've done Kazuhira Miller, both Peace Walker and Phantom Pain. I've done 3 versions of Otacon already.
Oh,
Um,
I think I've seen you once do Otacon, and I think I've never seen your Sorrow IRL. Because
yeah, it's
I
been
think I saw the photo, and your Sorrow was really good.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, Otacon was very easy to do. I did Metal Gear Solid 2 because that's just a lab coat and green shirt.
Hell yeah.
I did 4, which is the trench coat, and then I did like 2022. I did MGS 1. No, 23. I did MGS 1. Um, So, with that being said, like, Metal Gear Solid community, they've been a big part of my life. We had our 15th anniversary this year, and I gave out little commemorative cards to everyone
Oh,
who's been
that's
a member.
awesome.
Yeah, and I've had people said like, this group really helped me out. This group like literally like got me through the worst of my worst moments of my life. So it's really good to hear people really connect in that group, even as we fire off dumb Metal Gear memes at each other. Um, I will be doing next AB. I want to bring back Cos Miller, the Peace Walker version with the BDU, so he'll be coming back.
Nice. That's gonna be awesome. Should be a good time. Happy that you have a thing like that going on for so long. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you. One of my pride and joys.
No, you should be.
Yep.
So speaking of, no, it was speaking of just anime convention, because you pulled this off, I think, at Anime Boston. Where the people
Yes.
gotta know, man, where the hell
Yep.
did that Trident layer shit come from?
Okay, so this is like,
give
yeah, I'm still amazed. I played. So for summary, I played Psyops against a convention and I won.
Oh my god, it was so wild. Who'd you do it first to? It was Anime Boston, right?
It was Anime Boston. So what happened was, Anime Boston. Let's be honest, it's expensive.
Yes,
There's
very
no
much so.
denying it.
We've discussed this a lot
And
on the show, how expensive Anime Boston is.
yeah, it's like, for context, I just bought a 2-day pass for Ashley and I for GraniteCon in Manchester.
Yep.
That's for Saturday, Sunday. They have a bunch of guests, including like Johnny on Bosch, Amy Jo Johnson, Ernie Reyes Jr.
Oh, you got Ernie Reyes Jr.? Fuck, I forgot
Yeah,
y'all had
he's showing
that.
up.
Oh,
Yeah, he's coming
hell
up with
yeah.
the Ninja Turtles people. Yeah,
Hell
find your way
yeah.
up.
Dude, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Side note: if you want me to get an autograph, I can help you out with that. But that pass for each of us, $45.
Wait, for both? Each or
No,
altogether?
for each individual. For
Still.
each of us, individual pass is 45.
Still though, oh my god, $45.
Yeah. Like Friday is like an extra 20, but that's like just a preview day.
Yeah.
But like most of Saturday, Sunday, but still. So it was November, and I'm like, I talked to Ashley, and I'm like, Ashley, do you think Anime Boston will let me pay them in Trident layers like that old commercial? The Trident layers gum? And I'm like, I made a post. It was like, Anime Boston, do you think will you let me pay you in Trident layers? So I decide, okay, let that sit. I waited a few months, did it again. Wait a few months, social, did it again. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I buy some Trident layers because I'll just give it out at the convention as a joke. I take a picture. I post it on the social saying, "Dear Anime Boston, at 7:55 a.m. on this day, I have acquired 24 individual packets of Trident layers. I will give you these 24 individual packets of Trident layers for one weekend badge to Anime Boston. My offer's on the table. Up to you."
I remember
And then
that.
Ash and I go out to this one-day convention at the Mill, number 5 in Lowell. and it's fun, and we're going to go out to get dinner. And I check my phone, and there's a message, and I double checked to make sure it was legit. It's the head of Anime Boston, and she says, "Hello, Mr. McKenna. I understand you have an offer for us." I'm like, are you shitting me right now? Are you shitting me? So I respond back to her, and we do back and forth, and I said, "I'll give you the Trident layers for the badge," and she goes, "Okay." And then a week before the convention, I'm doing work with Ashley. My email goes off, and I'm like, this amount has been refunded to your account. And I'm like, what's this email? And then I realize that's the service that AB uses for their tickets. And I realize they just refunded me $105
Holy
for the
shit.
gum. So on Friday, and mind you, I'm cosplaying as freaking Jeremy from Code Lyoko for the 20th anniversary with his stupid capri pants and blue clogs. I go into pre-registration. There's the head of Anime Boston with a photographer and a videographer, and they take a video of her just saying, "We accept this gracious amount of 24 individual packs of Trident layers," and I pass it to her like an enemy combatant giving a flag to a winning general, and we bow to each other. And now that is on record. You can go on the site and see a picture of this exchange happening.
Oh, I'm definitely posting it on this.
Yeah. So that's one of the greatest moments. I mean, it doesn't beat. I mean, I was like, holy shit! I just entered Anime Boston history as the guy who paid with Trident layers.
Especially post-COVID, where the prices were that much higher.
Yeah. She did say like this is a one-time thing. I'm like, I know, but
I did it.
I posted on Anime Boston social my victory with a freaking quote from John F. Kennedy for no reason. And people are like commenting like, "You mad lad, you did it." I sent this to Discord, my Discord server.
Yeah.
Everyone started losing their minds that day.
I don't blame them. I did when I saw it, because I was commenting on your posts being like, Matthew McKenna is a trusted man and a good man. He should be able to pay with Trident layers.
I'm fairly certain there's some people just like some people on the social were still like, what is happening right now?
I remember after you posted that about I was just like, oh, we're doing this. All right. I think at the end for the post that you posted saying that it hacked, I'm like, glory to mankind from fucking Nier Automata.
Yeah. Love that game. You know me. I get it.
Oh yeah. Man of culture, I see, of course.
Speaking of which, that's not the only thing that happened this year, and I think you have a question to ask. What's the other thing you want to ask me about?
Oh my god, yeah, you know exactly where I'm going with this one. Okay, so this is why I was just thinking about this podcast. I'm like, damn, like, I gotta ask these burning questions. All right, so KingoftheCon, how many freaking months later you started coming up with something else for it, which was what, swimming? How many laps in a pool full of fucking plastic balls?
Yep. So
run by me the name of it. Just run by. Like, what did you call it?
I called it "Man Swims in Ball Pit." So for context of this, when you do a panel at KingoftheCon, they refund you a badge. So KingoftheCon, we were going this year for a few of the voice actor guests, and Ashley, like a lot of her Bungo friends go there, Bungo Stray Dogs, and very good people. So we're getting ready to go. May comes around. They post a picture, KingoftheCon, of, hey, we need more staff members. If not, then we're gonna have then it's like a picture of the ball pit from DashCon, which incidentally, this was DashCon's 10th anniversary. So I see that and I look at Ashley and I'm like, Ashley, I have a great idea. So I take a sticker of myself from Pre-Comic Day and I go to KingoftheCon. I'm like, dear KingoftheCon, you're looking for volunteers. I'm not going to volunteer. I will offer you this. For a free weekend pass, I will swim as many laps in this ball pit as the length of an Olympic swimming pool. And it will be funny. And someone on social who apparently was the head of the con, Matt Daigle, I think, I don't know who calculated this, but he's like, all right, that'd be 180 laps to do that amount. And I'm like, if you supply the pool and the ball pits, I'll do it. And they're like, if you put this as a panel, it will get accepted. And I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. I put it in. I call it Man Swims in Ball Pit. Week and a half later, you're accepted. You're on Sunday. You're on our, oh, gets better. You're on our second largest stage. Oh, wait, we're buying the ball pit. We're filling it with the balls. Be there. So I choose my uniform.
I didn't even know that they bought that. I thought you brought everything.
Nope, they bought it.
Oh
they
my
supplied
God,
everything.
That's wild, dude.
That's my second year at KingoftheCon, and some people spent money on me. So I get my gear on. My gear to swim.
Yeah.
A headband that says no regret skis, aviator shades, an American flag t-shirt with my sleeves cut off, and American flag bathing suit. And I'm looking like, wow, I look like a tool. This is awesome. I get my playlist. It's all like Rocky IV soundtrack, Team America, frickin' like James Brown. My intro my intro song was the James Brown Tupac remix song from Django Unchained.
Oh hell yeah.
So they put me in the second largest stage. That's a 21 plus stage. So you needed an ID to get in because they had the bar open. Mind you, this was like 11 a.m. on Sunday. Why the bar needs to be open before lunch? Whatever.
Yeah, man, people got to deal with shit, you know.
You know, I feel you. I was gonna be later, but I lost out to like these role player people who were doing a live action, like a D&D style improv session of Harry Potter 3, whatever.
What the hell?
Anyways, it's a long story. So I do my intro and I'm swimming. I'm wearing knee pads like installers wear, because Ashley's like, you're gonna hurt your knees. Buy these, and I'm like, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
There you go. I'm glad they're looking out for you. Hell yeah.
Before I jump in, Ashley decides to dress me in some props. I start wearing a taco costume and a $5 wig from Five Below. Clearly a bad Naruto wig. I start swimming. Okay. 50 laps into this, I realize, okay, this sucks. I'm gonna do something different. So I just start doing touch. Back, like rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
I got people throwing balls at me. I got people shouting, and then I did it, and we all just lost our shit. I'm getting up saying like, I love my wife.
I remember seeing everyone. That on Instagram. I saw it on your Instagram. I happened to catch that. I happened to be home, and I'm like, holy shit, it's happening. Let's go.
It's on YouTube too. Someone recorded a good chunk of it.
Oh hell yeah.
And I autographed so many ball pit balls and a shirt and a badge and a guitar, and I don't know. That was a moment, and the best part is I got my refund back of like $110, and they want me back next year.
Oh holy shit. That's amazing.
I'm gonna do something different though, so y'all see what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, we can't wait to hear about that. Yeah, just keep it close to your chest, and then when the reveal comes, I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be really happy with what they're gonna see.
I really hope they're really happy with what they're gonna see, because my God, I was like, I stayed in Connecticut till Monday because I was like, it would suck driving back to Massachusetts
after all that, right? After doing all that swimming in the ball pit,
after doing all my old man stuff.
You had to go. Did you at least stretch, Matt? Did you at least stretch? Come on.
I did my stretches. Don't worry.
Okay.
Did my stretches.
Did you do your post workout stretches? Because that's how you
post workout stretches. You know, I did them. It was good.
Good. You want to build up that lactic acid, you know what I'm saying? We're old guys now. We got to worry about that.
Yeah, no pain, no gain.
For real. That's just so funny to me. They just like, I like how both of your stories were just, you look to your side, hey Ashley, what do you think of this? And then boom, it just gets done. It just gets done.
Yeah. I tell Ashley like,
go ahead.
I'm just telling you, like, I tell Ashley every day, like, Ashley, you're my biggest support and my inspiration for this stuff. She's like, you think this up on your own. You literally looked at me and said, does this seem funny? And I go, yes. And then you did it. And I'm like, exactly.
So I imagine straight up, like, the advice you would have for people is just, you come with an idea, just shoot your shot, huh?
Yeah, I would say, like, if you have an idea, shoot your shot. The important thing is don't get too overboard with it. Mm-hmm. Because if I did the try and layer thing every day on the social, that would get annoying.
Yeah.
The key is,
based.
I did it. I waited like 2 months, let it simmer. You do it again. You just give it time. Don't get annoying. Don't get forceful. Just See who has the same level of humor that you do.
Yeah, and see if it's going anywhere. Read the room a little bit every time. Yeah,
That's right.
kind of like a slow burn. No, I get that. That's what's up. So like along with that, so you had some wild cosplay, just cosplay experiences and everything like that. Um, what are some like just weird or like negative ones you had? Like you don't have to go too crazy with anything like this. Some like just some funny or some just strange cosplay experiences.
Okay. I have a story that I've been telling for years, actually.
Oh, I'm happy to hear it.
Um, so Anime Boston 2009, I was with a group of friends. For this story, I'm gonna call them A, B, and C.
Okay.
We're gonna call them A, B, and C for right now.
All right. Sounds
So
good.
at the con, I told them, I don't care what you guys spend your money on. Just make sure you have $20 at the end, because at the time, $20 could get you a ticket on the subway back to North Station and a ticket from North Station back to Lowell.
Okay.
So one of the guys, C, he's spending a lot of money, and I'm like, every day, I'm like, C, are you good? You got cash? He's like, yeah. So Sunday of the con rolls around. We're waiting in line for chess, and C's going on about this Mikuru Asahina figure from Haru Suzumiya he saw in the dealer's room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ignoring him. I'm like, whatever. So then 5 minutes before we're going to chess, he goes, I'll be right back. He leaves. I think he's going to the bathroom. He comes back. What do I see in his hand? It's the freaking figure. And in my head, I'm like, please tell me he found that, or he stole it, or something. Please. Please tell me it's not what I think it is. He sits down, big grin on his face, and he looks at me and goes, hey. I go, hey. He goes, guess what? What? Guess how much this figure was? How much? He goes, 40. Guess how much money I had left? Not how much money I had. He said I had left. I go, how much? 41. He torpedoed all his money for this figure. And
Jesus.
I'm like, how you getting home? He goes, oh. So I'm in chess, and I got two sides of my brain fighting right now.
Of course.
One side is like angry Boston Matt, who's like, leave this stupid idiot to his fate. But then good Christian Matt, he's like, hold up. Think about this. That guy does not have a phone. He doesn't have a debit card. He's never been in Boston. I don't think he travels outside his house. You don't know what's going to happen to him if you leave him here. He's going to end up in this is like Boston, like the late 2000s. It was like Game of Thrones by this point. So I'm like, all right, I had extra cash. I'm like, I'll pay for your ticket, whatever. So we get to the station. I'm going to the window to get my my ticket. All of a sudden, A runs over to me and goes, hey, Matt, B spent all his money and he needs you to buy him a train ticket.
Jesus
and I'm
Christ.
Like, so I drag A off to the side, and I use very colorful language with A. I'm like, I basically said, like, I'm not paying another person. Tell him to figure it out. Turns out A had extra money on him to buy his pass. He just didn't want to spend it. I'm like, well, not my problem.
Yeah.
And then, real quick, I'm not done with the story yet.
No
I'm in line, and this guy is going through line. This guy's going through line asking people for money. He gets to me. I forget the story he told, but I said, I'm really sorry. I don't have any money to give you. Like, I literally didn't have money to give him.
Yeah, because you're already paying for somebody else's head ass.
Yeah, and then he proceeds to start wanting to fight me.
What the fuck?
In North Station. Like, literally, he's like doing this, like, he's doing like a Ken from Street Fighter, like, idol pose, and he's yelling at me. I am so tired. I literally say, I'm just repeating, go away, go away, go away. I do this for 20 seconds. He gives up. I buy my pass. I tell security what happens. I watch security go to him, tell him to leave, and I watch him just dramatically slam the doors open to leave. And
Jesus.
I got on the train. I went home, and my dad was making daiquiris, and I'm like, I'm gonna have that shit because that sounds good right now.
Oh man, after that's a victory right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah. As a side note, I haven't seen any of them in many years.
That's good. They sound not too nice people is the word I'm going to use to be nice.
Last time I saw C, I think it was 2010, so I haven't seen him in like 14 years.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Fucking Yeah.
He's probably still, he's probably still like trying to figure out the difference between 40 and 41. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's like, is this worth it? No. Okay, well then don't fucking do it. You need to have
Yeah.
accountability. You need to have fucking accountability. Straight up.
Yeah, and I mean, I know like nowadays we're like I think we're a lot of the kids, I say that now, like the younger generation, they're
Yeah.
spoiled with like Venmo and Uber, like the phones are nicer now.
Yeah.
But back in the day, like a lot of us still had flip phones.
Yep.
There was no Uber. You had to use a taxi. Like you still had to you had to go to an ATM and getting cash was the easiest option.
I still feel a little bit weird if I don't have a little bit of cash in my pocket because I'm always like my card might not work. Like just something, Just like, especially when I'm going to the city. Especially when I'm going to the city, because some people don't take fucking card, but they all do now. But even back in the day, no, it wasn't a thing. Like you go to like a ramen shop and it's like it's cash only. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, all right, cool. My friends be like, oh, I've never done that. I'm like, you didn't know that? You never been to the fucking city before, dog? Like, some places don't. They don't take ATM. But yeah, now it's like, yeah, with Cash App, Venmo, and all that shit, it's so much easier. Because I remember fucking back in the day at Anime Boston, like I would have the envelope of like cash in my fucking luggage, and like every day I would take a little bit out to be like, all right, I'm spending this much. This is going to food. This is gonna go to anything else that I see.
That was it. And like I remember back then, like people chatted like before Discord. What we were doing was taking out our DSs and chatting on PictoChat
Jesus.
with everyone.
Oh hell yeah! That was I missed that. I missed the boat on that one, having a DS, and I remember that though. People like reaching out. There's like, how are you talking to you? Like, oh, I have my thing here. I have my DS here. I'm like, oh, sick. Me, I was still like,
I'll tell you how
I was still on my fucking flip phone.
Oh, there you go. With the flip, gotta have that flip phone camera. I had like a digital camera with me to take pictures.
Oh no, I meant texting. But yeah, no, I had a separate digital camera. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Side note, by the way, speaking of DS, how good the system is. I went up yesterday. 2 days ago. I was doing cleaning.
Okay.
I found my DS, which I haven't turned on in like 4 years.
Oh hell yeah.
I turned it on, full charge battery.
Oh my god, that's fucking Nintendo
full
for
charge
you.
Battery.
That's fucking Nintendo for you. No, but it's yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's all I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's it's funny that you bring that because now it's making me think like, holy crap, like just how just I years ago it would just be all right. You had to bring a camera. You didn't have a fucking phone. Like I remember taking one photo with my NV2. And it was like, cool, 2 megapixels, great. And I didn't know what it was, but it's funny. I figured out what the photo was because I sent to my ex at the time. It was like, look at that giant key. Now that I played fucking Guilty Gear, I realized that was ABBA. So that's pretty funny. But I remember, like, I still think about it that day to this day because I remember. Another side story is I was in college. I think it was around 2010, 2011. I went to BCC and I had to go to Fall River. And I went to the Fall River campus. I went into their cafeteria and there's a TV in the far corner and dudes hooked up fucking like I think an Xbox, no, a PS2, and they were playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I was like, oh shit, y'all playing Marvel vs. Capcom? Hell yeah. So I found out where all the nerds were. And they were all talking about, oh, I want to go to Anime Boston. I heard it just passed. I'm like, oh, I went. It's like, sick, yeah. It's like, yeah. I still had my camera with me because I think it was in my school bag that I used twice. And I'm like, yeah, actually, I have my phone here. Do you want to go through it? And he was like, yeah, sure. And he just has this, like, camera, like, before social media was a big thing. And it was just, oh, cool. And just going individually through each photo.
That's the life. And, like, the digital camera, my first digital camera I was using was like my mom's I borrowed, and you had to feed it AA's.
Yep.
It didn't have rechargeable batteries.
Nope,
that was the way to go.
Did not. And you had your SD card. You held like, 52 megabytes or gigabytes. And you're just like, all right, I can take like 100 photos. All right, let's go.
I throw my laptop after a con weekend, just throw it on Facebook. Then like I used to like make slideshows in Windows Movie Maker.
Oh my god, hell yeah. Hell yeah, there it is.
They're still up on my YouTube channel. The first ones I did were AAC 2008. Okay, I'm going to admit this, but I don't know what my song choices were for this, but it was the songs I chose were 2 Elton John songs and then the Hara Harayuki from Haruhi Suzumiya as the closeout.
Oh my god, dude. fuck you. Oh God.
Yeah, I know. Because like I think the only CDs I had were Hara Hara Yuki from like the DVD set and like an Elton John's greatest hit song for some reason.
I remember like it's like I'm just looking right at the camera and saying that's how we used to fucking find if we were in other people's photos.
That's it.
It wasn't like here's my card, take it, and like I have an Instagram or I have a YouTube channel, just follow me on here, you'll be able to find me. It's like, all right, we'll see ya, and then it's just like someone's just gonna post it just because they want to post their memories. And it wasn't like, all right, look, it's me, I'm this guy, can't, oh, he has a gun, oh cool. And like, how you see now and like fucking, what is it, like YouTube or like TikTok, it's just like these cool motions and people are dancing. We couldn't upload videos. Like,
nope.
The only videos we could was slideshows of our pictures from Windows Movie Maker. And yeah, it'd be like cool. It would be some anime intro if you've heard it or not. It'd be like Naruto. It would be like, fucking, if someone wanted to be edgy, they would put like Korn or fucking like Evanescence.
Classic.
I remember like going online being like, oh my God, I'm going to YouTube and oh, all right, this video is 30 minutes long. Let me see. And it's just photos. Did I make any of these? And just look through them. Oh my God, dude. That sucked. That was a memory that I forgot.
God.
Oh man, that makes me laugh so much, dude. That's so fucking crazy. Yeah, man, we used to, like I said, we used to do shit like that, and people would do it. And like, because, before, like, someone's personal YouTube thing wasn't a thing. Like a social media presence like that wasn't a thing, really. Unless, like, if you were a YouTuber. What even then, that wasn't a thing. It was just people, well, kind of. It was the early infancy of fucking YouTube.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, like Ray William Johnson was probably like around that time.
Mega 64, who were still around. Shouts out to Mega 64.
Exactly, like Nostalgia Critic was it's Nostalgia Critic and like was in his like prime with Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, and he still did That Guy with the Glasses, where you had to watch videos on his website.
On his website.
Yeah, same for AVGN. Yep, same for AVGN. Because like even like at the time, like even those big sites like Screw Attack and all those were like they were building websites and building their roster up before it all got funneled to YouTube.
Yeah, and like also like with cosplayers too, like if you want to post your cosplay profile, you either did cosplay.com or AC Paradise.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, I got an AC Paradise account like somewhere on that site. I think I do.
I only knew the cosplay one. I didn't know the other one. Interesting.
Yeah, no, cosplay.com was one. AC Paradise, they had the site for the cosplayers and then like a separate one for photographers to show off their work.
Oh, interesting. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know that.
It was a little fun fact. But yeah, I will also say too, what's interesting, like considering MA Boston as I've gone to now, like the fandoms, like it's amazing seeing the fandoms change every year too.
Yeah.
Because AB 2008, like example, AB 2008, I went, Death Note was airing on TV at the time.
Yep.
Tons of L's, tons of lights.
Yep.
2009 to 2011, like Hitalia was at its height.
Yep.
So many Hitalia groups. I remember there were competing Hitalia fandom groups against each other in like a turf war at one point.
Jesus.
Dead serious.
It was the Wild West. I believe, man, it was the Wild West back in the day, man. We did some crazy shit. I showed up a year later, 2009.
Oh, you missed. You didn't get through like line. You didn't see LineCon. God.
Happy about that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think I was one of the lucky ones. I think I waited like an hour, but
oh wow, that's
some people got
a long ass time.
Yeah, some people got 8-9 hours, and nowadays you go to AB. I think like the max you're gonna wait is like 10 minutes.
Oh, I as much trash as I talk about AB on this podcast, I mean, it's still a great con, sort of. I will gotta say that line difference from when I first started going until now, yeah, like I just keep walking. Like, you gotta move, keep moving. Go to that person. All right, you got 10 minutes, you're in and out of there. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, and I'm dating myself again, but like I remember going into AB before the marathon bombings and before they put on the security stations.
Yeah,
like there was just congestion in that little ramp area.
that little hall. Yeah, that hallway with the ramp. It was just like ooh, just some people going this way, some people going that way, some people going the other. It's I remember.
And
that.
yeah, just like chill off to the side. Like you could, I'm amazed. Like people just bringing in like whatever they wanted, and nowadays it's like full scanners, full
Yep.
security checks, random
Yeah.
checks, bag checks. Like the
Securitas.
security. Yeah, I will say like with AB, I will say this: the AB on-site security team is very good. The convention security team, I think they do a great job securing the place.
Nice.
I'll say that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think we're getting close to the end. I have about 2 more questions, if you don't mind.
Please do. I do not mind at all.
So one is the one that I'll start off with. I'll start with a fun one. No, I'll end with the good one and end with I guess a fun one. We'll go from there. So being as everyone's been listening. How long you've been a part of the convention scene? What advice would you give to just the next generation? Because you've been there. You've been in games. You've done games. You've done all these freaking memes. You've reached the top. And then like you've been just a cosplayer. Like, what would you say would be good advice for the next generation, bro?
Just be kind. That's all I'll say. Be kind, be good. Don't get an ego. Don't get cocky. You're all just having fun. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do something. You're free to hang out with whoever you want. You're free to be with whoever you want. Just go in, be kind, be polite, and just try to allow your kindness and your happiness infect other people and just make the whole weekend and your day better.
Hell yeah.
That's what I would say.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Happy to hear that's some great advice, bro. I really like that one. And
Thanks,
then
man.
the one so it's fun is because let's give you a nice little rant. What is something that's underrated that you think everyone should get into?
Oh wow, yeah, this is a oh boy.
Because I can't end on a nice somber good note. We got to end it fun, What's something that's underrated that you're like, yo, no one likes this. Everyone should start getting into this shit.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an anime, a video game, and a comic. I'm gonna hit you with 3 things.
Great.
Okay,
sounds great.
For the anime, it's a movie. It's one of my favorites called Galaxy Express 999. It's directed by a guy named Rintaro who did Metropolis. It's the basic premise is this kid who lives on Keiji who lives on this like steampunk world. He's trying to find this. It's like a sort of steampunk futuristic high-tech world.
Okay.
And he's trying to get this train that travels the cosmos to find this Baron who killed his mom. And he teams up with a robot named, I'm dead serious. Like, it's ridiculous. And he teams up with this robot woman called Mattel. And they basically go through other planets on this journey. It's the same universe as Space Captain Harlock and Esmeraldas, if I'm dating myself with those. But
it's funny, but getting into VHSs lately, I keep seeing those old videos for Space Captain Harlock, and I actually want to check those out.
Yeah, I would say like Arcadia of My Youth is the one you want to check out. That I have that's really good. But Galaxy Express 999, that was the first pirated anime movie I ever got.
Yeah,
my buddy Frank got it for me. You can watch it anywhere, but if you want a good sci-fi, I strongly recommend that. Not a lot of people talk about it anymore. As for a video game, it's a tie between 2. One is called Skies of Arcadia Legends, which was a GameCube port of a Dreamcast game. It's about sky pirates. It's my favorite RPG. I'm waiting on Sega to give me that HD remake. I'm dying for that. If you can do Baton Kaitos and the sequel, you can do Skies of Arcadia. And also, I think more people need to play Valkyria Chronicles, which is like a World War II anime strategy game.
that's another one that I keep seeing, and I'm like, I need to try this out because it's always funny. Every like podcast I've been in here, everyone's always giving me suggestions, and I love it because I'm just like, yeah, I don't know anyone who's played these things, so it's great. Yeah, so Valkyria Chronicles, I think they're like 4 or something like that.
There's 4 of them. 2 and 3 were PSP games, and 3 was never released in the States. But 1 is another game that my buddy Frank he got me into. You can buy. It's always on sale, like $5 in the PlayStation Store. And
I see it all the time. I always see that, and it's like, this looks kind of cool. I like the aesthetic.
And 4, which takes place in the same time frame as 1, but it's a different theater. So I strongly recommend either of those. Also, Valkyria Chronicles 1 has characters from Skies of Arcadia in it as well.
There you go, man. The crossover you're looking for.
And the final comic that I think more people need to talk about, it's a DC comic from like the 90s. It's called Young Justice.
Okay.
Um, you probably heard of the animated series, but
Yeah.
the comic is the one that started the name. It's like 50 issues. It's very reminiscent of the Teen Titans '03 series with the humor and the serious storylines.
Yeah.
But it's more like the younger generation. So there's Superboy, Wonder Girl, the Third Robin, Impulse, character called Arrowetty, and Secret. I could rant about that series for that's like one of my favorite comic series. It's the one comic series I will say that has the most consistently good run next to Starman. Like I will like to everyone who loves Teen Titans 2003, Young Justice by Peter David. Look it up, read it.
All right.
Strongly recommend it.
Hell yeah. All right, Matt. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for that little what is that? Not really rant, but thank you for all those suggestions, in my opinion, because it answers my questions about freaking Valkyria Chronicles and some of the other things.
Anytime I
Uh
can talk about any of that stuff, I am more than happy to do that.
Hell yeah. But thank you for joining me, Matt. I really appreciate it, my man.
Of course, and thank you, Ryan, and I'll see you in like I'll see you in like a month and a half,
Yeah,
honestly.
we'll see each other at AAC. Before
Let's
we go
go.
out, where can people find you?
You can find me on my Instagram, KingoftheCon. That's the best place where you can reach out to me, and I hope you like a lot of Garfield comics because that was most of my posting at the time. But nowadays, it's just silly memes and news of my many accomplishments involving Trident layers and ball pits. So,
Hell
King of the
yeah.
Con on Instagram. That's where you can find me.
All right. Well, Matt, you have a great night. Thank you for joining us.
You as well. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Good night.